So my name is Eugène Kuipers. I'm also a CEO and a founder, just as the prior pitches as well. Today I'm going to share a little bit of our story, our journey in the past 2 years. And it's a little bit different than the other startups just before me, because we created a metaverse platform already 3 years ago. We started off creating a platform that you could create your own content for both augmented reality and virtual reality. And this app is available for mobile, for headsets, like the Quest, the Pico, and the HoloLens. You can just download and use it. But what happened, we launched our platform in January 2020, and then we were off storming the market, and here we are, let's get a license. But then we had the first lockdown in March 2020. So I said to my team, well, listen up, I don't expect a lot of companies to get a license now for an AR and VR platform. It's not business critical at the moment. We'll get there in a few years. It's about exploring the opportunities. But for now, during the first lockdown, there are other things happening. So I said to my team, well, let's make something just to showcase what we are able to create using our Fectar platform. And so that's what we did, just making some fun content. And I took a video of that content. I placed a sports car in front of my house, and I filmed it with my smartphone, and I placed that movie on Instagram. Why not? Let's do this. And in 48 hours, we had 20,000 installations of our app. So it really took off. And from that moment on, in April 2020, we started growing from the users. The user activity just took off, and now we have more than 6 million downloads worldwide of our Fectar app. And this is going to be, it's growing each month, sometimes up to 70,000 new installs on a day. And we use that user and all the information that we get from the user and the data to create heat maps. It's a unique user activity tracking data. It's now available. We are not talking about an end user. In our solutions, we talk about the begin user. Everything that we see today is a lot about technology. But in the end, it has to be used. And that's what it's all about. And that's why we have those heat maps. You can see how people are walking around in AR and VR. You can see the gazing intensity, how they look at a digital twin, for instance, or a view count, how often that they look at something. So that's part of our journey. We're a Dutch company with 11 of us in Den Bosch. That's where we started. And in 2 weeks' time, we are going to launch another unique feature called Fectar Meetup, and it's work together in virtual reality and augmented reality. But I'll get to that later. First of all, this Fectar app that we created, and that's available, like I said, in Google and Apple and in the Oculus Store and the HoloLens, it really took off. So with those 6 million users, we are present in 223 countries worldwide. And even a university in Micronesia is using Fectar, for instance. Part of our unique selling points, to mention that, is that the app on the mobile, our reference devices are the Samsung S7 and the iPhone 6s. So that means that even a device going back to 2015 and 2016 is able to use the content provided in Fectar. Our creators already created more than 11,000 different spaces with all types of interactivity. You can use 360 degrees videos and photos, you can add a hologram, really easy. All these kind of things are available. And we are available in 8 different languages, including Hindi, Arabic, and Chinese. We now have about 250,000 users in China, for instance. And we are now running up to more than 1 million users in India, for instance. And in 3 weeks' time, we are setting up a XR bootcamp in Nigeria with the XR group of people there, all kinds of students that are going to use our platform to create amazing content and share their knowledge. We have some demos available. We're in the foyer as well. So please meet us. You can scan the QR codes and try it yourself. You can see a virtual tour of an oil rig. You can place it in augmented reality. You can walk around to see everything. There's also IoT data streaming available. Safety training for an offshore windmill. You can see the bottom section of a windmill. You can actually walk inside, do a training session, a turbine engine, all these kind of things. But please walk up to us and we'll show you. All the content that you see on the Fectar platform is created in Fectar Studio. It's a no-code, low-code solution, so everyone can start today creating their own immersive and interactive content. Really easy. And once you publish, it's immediately available to all the other devices. We see a lot of companies that have a HoloLens, they bought a HoloLens, and it's quite expensive to create something new for yourself. But with Fectar, just as easy as you would use like WordPress or MailChimp, that's about the onboarding level, you can create your own AR and VR training. This is how Fectar Studio looks. It's cloud-based, it runs on Microsoft Azure, GDPR compliant, we use Active Directory, single sign-on is also possible. Like I said, and also mobile friendly, you can even use it on your smartphone to edit your own content. What we are now releasing is remote collaboration and assistance in your pocket. Really easy, like I said, with those reference devices, the Samsung S7 and the iPhone 6s, you can just take out your smartphone and you can collaborate. But not just collaborate between smartphones, you can collaborate with a HoloLens. You can collaborate with an Oculus Quest or a Pico Neo. Really easy, and just in 4 minutes time, you're up and running and everyone can use your content. You just download the app, there are 3 dots at the bottom of the screen, you click on it, you set up your meetup, you can add a password if you want to or not, you can invite someone, just send them a WhatsApp message or anything, or share a QR code, and you're up and running. That's how easy it is. So you don't need expensive hardware, you don't need high infrastructure, a 3G network is enough to use it, but you can also use things offline, it's all available. So how can you use it today? You can create your own metaverse training center. Yes, we're using the M word, the metaverse word, but yeah, it's a hype, and we're using this as well to explain what we are doing. But now, really easy, you can start today, and you can work together worldwide. And we all know, and we've seen it also in the prior pitches as well, you can increase your safety, the productivity and efficiency in your own teams. You can decrease the cost, the complexity and your time to market. And like I said, it's just take it out of your pocket and you start working immediately. You can import your own 3D models, really easy. If you have a VR training session available, you can take snippets out of them and you can extend a learning journey. So you can start in VR and you can extend to augmented reality using a smartphone, for instance. So that's about creating and publishing and learning fast. So, and you can use your content with several devices, different devices at the same time. And that's going to be unique. And worldwide. So we're in the foyer. If you want to have more information, you're more than welcome, and we'll demo our content.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great. Questions? Hey, yes. Thank you very much.
Trying to engage here.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good.
Yeah, good question. Yes, we also have offline support, and you can download the content. And we use the same rules as you would do with like Spotify or Netflix. You can download the content, and each time you connect with the internet, it sees if there's an update available. And if after 30 days you don't have had a connection with the internet, then the content becomes no longer available. So, like the trainings that I mentioned for confined spaces, for instance, you don't have any data available at that moment, then you can use it offline. You can just download it and use it. We have high schools in South Africa, for instance. We have a lot of education, high schools and universities are using Fectar worldwide. And yeah, they still have outages, you know, in the city. Yeah? Then the electricity is cut off, and they still want to do augmented reality or virtual reality in the class, and that's how then they use Fectar. So even when there's an outage, you can still go outside with your iPad and use the content. Yeah.
Thank you very much.